and welcome everybody to Between Two Teachers. We are still in the native land of the Chochenyo Karkin Ohlone people, who we've always honored. And in this time of political, well, of viral crisis is what we have. I think makes you think back to very simple times when they were here. Right? So here we are, like everybody else, on Zoom because we are isolated.
And I'm Consuelo Lara.
And I'm Madeline Cronenberg. So what's new, Lara?
Oh, gosh, everything. So we are all, of course, schools are closed and we are all in lockdown, but bless their hearts, there are people out there from our district giving out food to families. And I'm hearing that every day, as they know that it's there, it's increasing. So that means we're going to need more people out there helping as well. And
so I'll put the link in to the information here. I've got a lot of information actually that I've sort of put together already about what's happening and things that we can all do to help. But
right. You know, the food services, I think, is a big issue. And it's gonna continue because, like I've often say, 72% of our kids free and reduced lunch. That means families living at poverty level.
Right.
And now they're out of a job. They're already, you know, and so now things are closing. People are not working. Things are going to get worse for those families. And so my thought was about how they need to form some partnerships with the community, like with GRIP, I think, also passes out food, and
Catholic Charities must do it.
Catholic Charities, Meals on Wheels, the food banks that are out there. I'm sure there could be some kind of coordination with that. And they're also talking about some kind of delivery service possibly for families that can't get to a school to pick up food. But oh my gosh, it's really a big operation to do that. And that's one of the big things. And for the people that are out there, another issue that's come up is childcare for those individuals who are out there helping. They need childcare because their kids are not in school. They're not using those after school programs. So that's another big issue. And then, so of course, the big thing everybody wants to know, parents, what about their education? What about the e-learning? So there is a website, there's a link. Let's see, it's https sites, google.com, WCCUSD.net, and it's WCC-e-learning/home.
Right.
If you just
go to that too, I'll put the link in so people will
those. That he says there's 4 major icons at the bottom about food, tech services, distant learning, and just general updates. So that's a good source to find out. He's keeping it current, and they're working to move those things so that it's easier for parents to see, especially people that are using their phone. So he's encouraging, this is the superintendent, I'm sorry, encouraging everybody to explore that. That's where you can get the latest information. So
they've canceled testing.
Oh yeah, and of course the testing has been.
People don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. What other things have we heard from the state or anything about?
Today, the federal testing, DeVos came on. Actually, she didn't come on. In the president's briefing this morning, he said that there wouldn't be any testing this year because there's no way they can do it. Although there are still, as of today, as of right this minute, I don't know how long this will continue to be the case, but there are still states that are not under lockdown, that are moving on along, and that's because they don't have as many cases. I mean, it's generally speaking, it's actually the red states, the Republican states, that haven't decided to do a statewide lockdown, and maybe they all will by tomorrow. Who knows? Because I think the press conference I watched this morning, it made it pretty clear that it right after it, Illinois went in and said they're going to do a lockdown. So it's every state that has a high percentage, but the percentages are just going up and up and up.
They are
Yeah.
quickly, very quickly. And
And that's why, you know, the millennials and everybody have to pay attention to this. Like today, 600 people died in Italy.
in one day
One day.
or up to now.
That's where we are.
And
These
I
are people,
think,
you know, who the contagion started 2 weeks ago when we were all hanging out with each other. And the Italians actually, I think were on lockdown then. But it just shows you how it's not, you can't play around with it.
so this happened even after they were locked down.
Mhm.
Okay, and let's see, we're concerned also about mental health services for our children. That we need to reach out for everybody, all of our mental health, really.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and there,
Go ahead.
just that there have been planned times when schools are open, so that there are some children still haven't picked up their Chrome, or things like that. So, or teachers who want to get personal things. So there, contact your principal or go online to find out more about that. Yeah, so that's some other thing that was happening.
I think that's the whole thing, is how people stay connected, right? And we're doing it virtually. Folks are doing it through Facebook. They're doing it. There's another item that we got today from somebody called the Berkeley Music Circus. And they're doing an interesting thing that I think any community could do if they wanted to, and they can all copy what Berkeley's doing. They're going to have, they sent out music and said, why don't we every Wednesday at 12 o'clock go out on your block, because we're all home, we know where we are, and sing. And we will send you the music, and we'll put it up on the radio, and then we'll all have a time just to get outside, just like the Italians were doing. There's this whole thing of the Italians. So there's no reason everybody can't do it. We just have to organize it.
That's funny. And
Right?
I'm in an apartment complex, and there's a lot of balconies all around me.
Right, you could all do it. You could all,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason, you know, you have to just think of what makes sense for our group. But it's not like we're still around. We just have to figure out how to connect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we really have to start figuring it out, because it looks like it's going to be longer than we thought.
Yeah, it does. It does look like that. So, yeah, you're right. And we need to have more available and access to the protective gear, you know,
Oh, that's a huge thing.
because I haven't been able to find a mask. I still go out early to get food sometimes when I need to, because they have those hours when,
Right.
you know, the stores.
We're senior citizens.
Yeah, I'm a senior
Yeah,
citizen.
me too. Yeah.
But gloves, masks, I finally got sanitizer, so I have that. But yeah, it's going to need to be more accessible, available to people.
Right. Right. And everybody knows that. And certainly our governor, he led the way and actually closed us. I mean, we had 1,000 cases. New York had 5,000 cases, and we closed down the state of California before New York.
There you
Right.
go.
And
Yeah.
then the rest of them all sort of fell into place, even though the president isn't doing it for the country.
No. Okay, and then one other announcement, April 1st, we are going to have our regularly scheduled board meeting on April the 1st.
And you're going to have it on Zoom?
It's going to be virtual, and apparently, you know, the home base will be out at the FOC Center. And he said, you know, we'll check out and try our new technology for this.
Yeah.
It might be similar to what we're doing right now.
I bet you it's going to be a lot like this.
Yeah, so they'll see my face up there and the
right.
rest of us. And so that's going to be really interesting. So that's April the 1st. It's for sure.
And this hasn't changed our budget problems. That's the, you know, even though it's a complete and total distraction, because our lives have changed so much, all of the other issues that we were interested in, even the election, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're still
Yeah.
counting. We still don't have the final count on Measure R.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
have, and we're not worried because the count keeps getting more and more favorable for Measure R, right? So nobody's
It
worried
does.
about it. But
Yes, so the budget is an issue, also the personnel issues, the layoffs, that's been
yeah,
changing, that's gonna be on the agenda. And I'm sure several other things that we need to make decisions and make some action on. So I think that is, what else do I have? How about you? Do you have anything else you
no,
wanted
I
to
mean, I would
share?
just have some. I'll put some more references into the notes that refer to how other places have resources out there, and there are lots and lots of resources for all different kinds of things. And one of the most interesting resources for school board members, I thought, was the fact that some school districts had a plan for a pandemic.
We're really,
Yes, Mountain View has it. And I mean, a detailed plan. They have thought it through. Just like, there have been all of the folks that have done disaster planning. They've all said, I mean, even in the White House, that pandemics are one of the first three things. I mean, you do a plan for earthquakes, but they did a plan for pandemics. So I don't know why every district in the state wouldn't just say, hey, we have to adopt this plan. We can look at it as the model and then just work with it, and then adopt our own plan for pandemics, because that's an obvious thing that has to happen.
and I think it's happened in the past. Was it, I heard 1918, there was some kind of,
Well, yeah,
yeah, so it's not like this is a new thing.
no,
Yeah.
no, it has happened before, and it's more likely to happen in the future, just because we're in a world of first of all, the contagion, that we're able to get, that we are now worried about and have family members contracting things that came from Wuhan. And it's because we travel so much in this world, right? You and I were both going to be traveling.
Yeah, yeah, oh, for sure.
All of
So,
this. So I just think that now people are sitting home figuring out, well, what can we learn from this? And that's what the other thing, right? We're all going to learn how to do this, all of this virtual training, and distance learning is going to be a regular thing. We're going to have a way to take attendance.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And everybody's learning how to do it. That's the other thing.
We're going to figure that out for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And okay, well, that's all I have, except I got a couple of things. I just want to have a shout out to Brian Brandow. He's a teacher at Washington Elementary who sent us a really, really nice to the board and staff about how impressed he was with how quickly people got together around the closures, and about specifically the technology team, the administration, tablets, expectations for distance learning. So that was one school where people were really happy with what, how people showed up, so that was nice. And always getting criticisms.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I've seen it online, and there's certainly, the one thing we did do is we had the Chromebooks, and the other thing we did do is work hard to get the community so that everybody had access, had online access. And I know at one point we did it with Sunny McPeak. We did it with a state agency where we were the lead and one of the first. We were the pilot in the state for making sure that happened, and we partnered with the city of Richmond. So I hope it worked, and that everybody is online and had the opportunity to be online, and they can then compare us to other districts that may not have been as successful in getting everybody online, because it's a hard thing to do.
Boy, yeah, for sure. That's what they were saying, that some spots, a lot of kids get online, and others it's just, hit and miss. So it's going to take a while for this adjustment, for sure.
It is, but I think this is what's going to make it happen, though. There's no question now, because look what happened. You can't take attendance, and there are teachers where their entire class is online. They could do it. Wow. But they're not supposed to do it because everybody can't get online in the state.
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So this is going to be one of the big takeaways, is they're going to find ways to do it. Not that we ever want this to happen,
No, no.
right? But as a supplement, which is what it
Yeah.
would be. So
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, then.
we should sign off and see if we can actually get this up online for anybody else. Otherwise, we've had a conversation is what we've
Then we
had.
just had a really good conversation.
Yeah.
I got to share this comment a friend of mine put on Facebook. She put, well, the beauty salons are closed. The nail salons are closed. The hair salons, the spas. She goes, it's going to get ugly out there.
There's our joke. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I was like, where am I going to go get? I
It's
saw
true.
that.
It's really true. I don't know where any of us are going to go. Anyway, it was great talking to you.
Okay.
And I'll let you know if I get it posted or when I get it.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Oops. Leave meeting.